This is being filmed on the grounds that Adam likes it rough from men with hairy bums. During World War II, the German military and their allies carried out one of the most terribly evil acts of recorded history. The Holocaust spanned 6 years. In this time, the Nazis managed to kill an estimated 6 million Jews. Approximately 570,000 of these were Hungarian. Every 10th victim of the Holocaust was Hungarian, though they made up 1/3 of Auschwitz-Birkenau's victims.
Hungary had been attempting to build an alliance with Nazis since Hitler came into power. For this reason, it's not surprising that they were one of the first to adopt the Nazi regime. These laws were passed as early as March 1938, though they did not affect the safety of the Jews as much as in other countries. Beginning in 1939, all Jewish men were forced to take part in forced labor, but in 1941 the military police began deporting stateless Jews to German-occupied territories, where most of them were killed on arrival.
In the spring of 1944, the Hungarian police and Adolf Eichmann's group of deportation experts, known as something that I can't pronounce, or the SEK, began de-Jewifying Hungary. By the summer, nearly 440,000 Hungarian Jews were deported. The majority of them were sent to Auschwitz, although 10 to 15,000 were sent to dig trenches in Austria. By the early July of 1944, the only Jews left in Hungary were in Budapest.
Around the time when Romania left the Nazis, the Hungarians also made a change. The then current administration facing threats from the Allies, a new government led by General Ziza Lakatos was appointed. They were tasked with terminating their alliance with the Nazis. In October of 1944, when the Nazis discovered that the Hungarian government were planning on making peace with the Allies, they immediately took over the government and gave power to the Arrow Cross Party, an anti-Semitic politic group.
The Arrow Cross terrorized the Jews and killed an estimated 80,000 of them, though many were claimed by starvation, disease, and cold. Soon deportation began again. During their reign, they took an estimated 50,000 Jews to Germany, where they were killed or sent on death marches around Berlin. The remaining Jews were put in ghettos, where they were terrorized again by the Arrow Cross. They were killed by the thousands until January 1945, where they were liberated by the Allies. Soon after, the Allies liberated the camps as well.
Though this tragic story has had a somewhat happy ending, not all was well. The Jews were now a small people, and they still face discrimination. The Holocaust is something of a ghastly scar that the Jewish people may never truly recover from, and Hungary was one of the many places to feel its wrath.
In the ass.
Though this tragic story had a somewhat happy ending, not all was well. The Jews were now a small people, and they still face discrimination.
Indeed.
The Holocaust is somewhat of a ghastly scar that the Jewish people
definitely. Try it again.
We have a dog. We have a dog.
Try it again.
We have a dog.
Try it again. Sonderrein, that's the commando.
Sonderrein, that's commando. Sonderrein, that's commando.
Sonderrein, that's commando. Sonderrein, shish kebab.
Though this tragic story had a somewhat happy ending, not all was well. The Jews were now a small people, and
definitely.
Though this tragic story had a somewhat happy ending.
Thank you.
You're gonna be quiet.
No.
Though this tragic story had a somewhat happy ending, not all was well.
Oh,
the
no,
Jews
not at
were
all.
now small people facing discrimination.
Indeed.
The Holocaust is somewhat of a ghastly scar that
I understand. Okay.
Hungary has been attempting to build
do not be
an
Jew.
alliance.
No.
Doesn't be Jew in Hungerland. End of story. So, it's not surprising that they were one of the first countries to adopt Hitler's anti-Semitic
Loud. Adolf Eichmann's group of deportation experts, known as the, it's gonna be fun, Sonderrein Cast Commando.
De-Jewifying.
Fuck.
Then the current administration at the time was facing threats from...
Was facing threats from the Allies.